Oh, we go. He's on his style career now. I'm talking about the family. This is what it's like, ladies and gentlemen. Just about to say it. No. Experience. Afternoon, Brownie. Good to be sat here with you, looking over this beautiful landscape that we know as KCL.
Beautiful.
I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to allow me the opportunity to have this conversation with you.
Any time for you, mate. Any time, you know that.
Only 454 games. But, you know, Brando, being a seasoned pro, is there anything that you tend to do in particular, any superstitions you have, like any routines that you constantly go by, like getting up, having breakfast, vitamins or superstitions before a game?
Now, do you know what? I think when I was younger, I had quite a few, but as I've got older, I've sort of lost them along the way. But I think you always have your little ones that you do, but on the whole, nothing really. I'll try and stay away from all that if I can.
Yeah. Is there anything you've noticed about, you know, training, the training ground that you've really enjoyed since arriving here?
Yeah, I think the camaraderie amongst the lads, the staff, it's a right family feel, and I think Robbo's created that. I think what you created here as players, staff, I think people don't see it behind the scenes. Oh, we go. He's on his style career now. I'm talking about the family.
This is what it's like, ladies and gentlemen.
Just about to say it.
No.
Yeah, just say it. I think it's something special that they've created. Obviously, the history about the club. I think you've got a lot of people who, within these four walls, who know about the history of the club, and I think, as I say, it feels like a family feel, and it's good to be part of.
Yeah. I'm sure as you know, walking into the building every morning, we have the boom box flipping going 10 to the dozen, rhythms flying. Is there anything, if you had the opportunity to add to the jukebox, that you would? What would be your go-to?
Oh my God, I've got a banger for you. I ain't even joking. And I want to hear this tomorrow morning, by the way. One Direction, History. Oh, it's a banger. It's a banger, isn't it? It's my go-to. It's my go-to. No, I just like that song. It's a good tune, isn't it? But yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, it's just such a good feel around the place. You come in, the music's going throughout the whole building. It's not a morbid place at all, which I think you can always play your best football in them sort of environments. Of course, it's time to be serious, but when you're away from the pitch, it's always nice to enjoy yourself, and especially I think it's such important to, as Robbo says, come in and enjoy yourself as much as you can. You only get one career.
Being as old as you are and having played as many games as you
are,
Alright, listen, I'm reading the script. I'm not even freestyling, I'll tell you. Is there any extra stretching you feel you need to do? Do you have to get in earlier to get the old back warm?
Yeah, it's all about the maintenance. We got masseuse here, KB. She looks after me. Every day, my maintenance, lower back and hamstrings. She jumped right.
Nice little MOT in the morning.
MOT. We call it maintenance now. Do you know what I mean? Just keep the hamstrings loose, the lower back. You know what I mean? You got to keep it supple, man. When you get over 30, but no, I do like to get my rubs. And as I said, I think it is important to keep your maintenance up and stretching, especially the older you get. You've got to keep on top of it.
Yeah. Do you feel as though individually there's areas that you continue to work on, even with all your experience, to help you get better day in, day out? And what would you suggest that younger players who are finding their way in the game do to obviously help with their growth and evolution?
I think you're never too old to learn, even at my age, 31, and with the amount of game, I'm learning every day still. I'm still learning every day, and I come in thinking that as well. So if I can still learn, the young lads can certainly still learn, because for me, when I was 21, I was so hungry to learn and determined to improve the bits where I weren't as good in, either it be defending, attacking. It was so important because it's such a tough industry to last in, as you know, the amount of players you've played with along your career who are not playing football now or just drop out of the game because, as I say, you're 1-2 year contracts. Things are over before you know it. And if you ain't improving constantly, the levels are getting better and better. You just fall by the wayside. You can't take anything for granted for sure. So I think every day you've got to come in and want to improve and then want to listen to the coaches and listen to teammates to improve because, as I say, it's a very ruthless business.
Yeah, absolutely. Being willing to be coached and learn is key to obviously staying in the game, isn't it?
It's massive.
So moving on, obviously we've had 14 games in 44 days, which is on average for a game every 4 days. How are you finding that, mentally and physically? Because it's grueling part of the football season, and you've had to go through it. So how are you feeling?
Yeah, I think I've come into the back end of that run. Into some of the boys have played the majority of the games, and what people don't see, the recovery is key in football, especially when you've got so many games. You can't spend as much time on the training pitch to learn. And it's sometimes, especially with this amount of games, it's all about recovery and recharging and away from the games, doing the best you can to be in the best possible shape for game day, really. So I think recovery is key. We've got a great medical team here and sports science, which obviously aid us in that recovery. But for myself, I sort of know my body now. I know what I need to get to my top level on a game day, and I think you get that over time. But obviously, there's some players here who are still learning what their best ways are to get to their peak on game day. So, but that's where they've got to listen to the staff and hopefully guide them in the right way.
Yeah. As a defender, it's different for us, right? Because we tend to either start or don't play. But the other night away to Gillingham, you came on early because of injury to Aaron. And we were obviously, fortunate enough to have the old Energizer coach, Sammy Launder. How do you feel coming on as a defender in general, and how do you get yourself up to speed in difficult games like that?
I can't say I like it, but it's just part of the job that you've got to do. I can't say. I think every player would say they want to start games, but look, you have to be ready. As I say, if I didn't prepare right in the warm-up, if I weren't mentally right in the warm-up, or I was sulking, or my head just wasn't there, I come on and I let my teammates down because no one knows what can happen. As I say, I got 10 minutes on Tuesday night, and I probably wasn't expected to come on at all, really, as a defender. Yeah. But look, you've got to be ready, and I think you get that with experience, as I say. But you have to be ready, and if you don't prepare right, even though you think you're not coming on, you still got to do things right because, as I say, one injury, you're on within 5-10 minutes, and if you ain't right, you're away at gym and you're getting balls chucked into your box, and it's not a nice place to be.
Brilliant. All right, so that's Brownie, in footballing environment, but I'm sure people would like to get to know the Brownie outside.
Oh, here we go.
He's outside of football, you know what I mean? That's the guy we all know to love. So what hobbies do you have outside of the sport?
So I don't really have many hobbies, I think football takes up a lot of our time. We dedicate so much time to football, so I'm not really a golfer. My back don't move that great, to be honest with you. My back ain't moving for the swing. But yeah, golf ain't really my thing. I love business. That is probably my main hobby, really, in terms of I just love business. I just love that hustle and bustle of it. Away from football, really, I don't really have hobbies as such.
Okay, so you're a lover of business. What? Let's unpack this. When you say
business,
here we go,
he's unstitching.
Put this down now, boy. When you say business, what business in particular, and what business are you in, and how has it fared for you so far? It's a tricky industry, isn't it?
You're digging, mate. You're unstitching the blanket, mate. It's like when you give me free license, this is what happens, right? No, look, I love property. I think it's a good
how many
industry.
You got?
No, this is what I mean.
Just a random ballpark.
He's being silly, mate.
Double figures?
No, you know. No, I do love the property industry. As I say, it's hard to get into it, but once you get into it, you can sort of you can have some really good times with it. But you've got to be clever, you know. With any industry, you've got to be clever with it. But yeah, as I say, I do love boxing.
Yeah, I like it. Who is Bill and what role does he play in your life?
Mate, this is what I mean, man. What's he doing, mate? He's just lining me up for some abuse here, isn't he? No, Bill, he's one of the best guys I've met. So when I was down at Portsmouth, Kenny Jackett at the time didn't want me to drive in to training, so the club said you need to get a driver. So Bill, semi-retired, was my knight in shining armour. Come on, Bill, come with me, and do you know what? He's been the best thing I could ever done, because life is so hectic. He's more than a driver for me, to be honest, because life for me is so hectic with football and everything. He's such a calming influence, and he's such a knowledgeable guy. I confide in him a lot with all various things of my life, and so he's more than a driver. He's more than that for me. He's more. I confide in him a lot, and he's such a switch on man. Switch on. He's had a lovely life, and I really, really respect his views. And all the boys love him. Like at Portsmouth, the boys literally thought he was God. But yeah, no, really top guy. But that's Bill.
That's Bill. Yeah.
Great guy.
Great guy. I love it. What do you watch football much outside of playing it?
Do you know what? I don't really, and I have more and more players say this to me. They don't really watch it. Do you know when you're in it? I think I sort of watch it more when I'm injured or when I'm not in the hustle and bustle of it, if that makes sense. Do you know when you're playing and you're doing it and you're living it every day? You tend to sort of, like when you go home, that's your break, if that makes sense. Mentally, I'd like to switch off, away from football, and not think too much, because, as you know, the pressures in football are so. The last thing you want to do is jump back into that reminder of football. I sort of just try and switch off from it. Don't get me wrong, I do still love watching football, but I sort of try and switch off from it, really, especially when I'm in the hustle and bustle of it, playing.
When you get a chance, when you do sit down and have a moment to watch it, who are some of your favourite pundits? Who makes you laugh? Who do you think's a bit over the top?
No, I love Roy Keane. I love Roy Keane. Just I was so honest and just brutal. And do you know what? I love him and Michael Richards' relationship. Just the different ends of the scale. And obviously the Gary Neville's is obviously his knowledge of the game is impeccable. So yeah, I love to hear these people's thoughts because of it.
Moving on to other things like game shows, massive thing for me growing up. I used to love, Bullseye. What was the old one with Jim Davison when he used to crack the old? It was Paul.
You're older than me, mate. I'm older than me. I won't even lie when these are happening, mate.
That's not space at all. But we've all seen who wants to be a millionaire, right?
Yeah.
Who would be your phone a friend?
Oh, do you know what?
Bill.
I told you it was more. I promise you that the man knows everything. No, Bill. Bill would give me a good chance.
What about your partner on the cube?
Needs to have a little bit of everything to do.
Bill might be a bit. His knees might not be.
His ankles are gone. He keeps telling me his calf's hurting with all the runs he's got on. So get a physical one, he might blow up. Who would be my partner? I need an all-rounder. It's a tough one,
It's not easy, man. Because it could be intelligence, it could be like...
Yeah, I need an all-rounder.
Agility.
Do you know who would be good? Matty Harold?
I know Matty Harold. Played with him at Bradford.
He's got a little bit of everything. He's quite intelligent. Do you know what? He was only like speaking to him the other day. He's come to my mind straight away. Yeah, do you know what? He could be a good person, actually. All-rounder.
Decent. Family fortunes. Who's a few people you would bring to be part of your crew?
We're scraping the barrel. We're scraping the barrel, I'll be honest with you. We're scraping the barrel, mate. Family fortunes. Has he got to be family or not? Can you bring friends on?
You bring whoever you want, mate.
Oh, Bill's on there, 100%.
Yeah.
Bill's there, right hand man. Probably my brother, sister. Mrs. A bit of publicity, jumping cameras in there, just get him in the limelight. I'm scraping the barrel, I'll be honest with you.
Robbo loves countdown, apparently, according to this questionnaire. How would you do on it? Would you reckon? You reckon you could get 6, 7 or 8 word?
No.
No?
That's not my forte. That English and all that. No, it's not my forte at all.
Right. Well, that brings us round to the quick-fire questions. So, Lee, here we go. Red sauce or brown sauce?
Red.
What is red sauce?
Tomato.
Ketchup.
Tomato ketchup.
Tomato
ketchup.
What's it about?
Lee Mack or Lee Ryan off the blue?
Lee Ryan.
Oh, this one's a bit of a contentious one. Kiev or Kiwi?
Very good, very nice!
Mate, you tapped me. Was it Kiev or what?
Hello, chicken nugget!
Kiev or Kiwi?
Kiev. Chicken Kiev.
That's what I thought, isn't it?
Way off in these questions, in.
Is Plymouth versus Portsmouth? Darius!
Yeah, nice.
Brilliant, you. Is Plymouth versus Portsmouth a derby game?
Nah, not really, no. Not for me.
Nah.
Not in Portsmouth leagues.
Have
Have that little thing.
Would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or everyone you know to have access to your internet history?
Do you know what? Either or, really. I'm quite an open.
Yeah.
They can have either. Thought you wouldn't want to be a muffle, so.
All we found in internet history.
Yeah.
What we found on there? Oh.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What was life? Was life better back in the 60s?
Russell, no, I don't even thought one back in the 60s.
I love it, 90s, man.
God, I probably didn't know much about it, but fresh out of the womb. But no, I think nowadays, do you know what, for kids especially, I think, do you know when you're growing up, like, you're out in the field, where nowadays, everyone's in front of an iPad, YouTube, like, none of that really. It was like he was on the line playing football on the street, do you know what I mean?
Come back when the lights go on and all of that.
Yeah, that's it, be back for 6, 7 o'clock for dinner, like, and that was it. Where nowadays, you've got no chance, have you? It's sort of like, it's just a different world, and I think it's not nice really.
No, brilliant. VAR, yes or no for you?
No, because I think it takes away all the talking points in such of we're all humans, everyone makes mistakes, and that's what we love about the game, really, right or wrongly. It's not always right, it's not always wrong, but for me, the rawness of it, I like it.
If you were to vomit in a traffic cone that you picked up from the side of the road, would this be considered traffic cone theft?
No, honestly, have you picked these questions?
No, that's Nick Draper.
He's way off it, buddy. That's mental. That's mental.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. That's the craziest question I've ever been asked.
Yeah, we're going to come back to that one, Nick. Sorry for those that were really interested to know. This one's a massive one, though. When making a cup of tea, does the bag go in the mug first or the milk?
What's that? Sorry?
So when you're making a cup of tea, what goes in first?
The bag.
The tea bag or the milk?
Don't even wonder. Seriously, whoever don't put the tea bag in first and needs to seriously look in the mirror. Don't tell me you're one of them. Don't tell me you're one of them. The tea bag goes in, then the water, then the milk.
How do you know how much milk to measure out if you ain't got a tea bag?
That's not going to be. That's all going on. Oh no, I knew it was too good to be true, lads. That's what I mean. We got rolled right up there.
That is bad. And I think to finish it off, considering we were fortunate enough to sit in a room and hear Kevin Webber speak today about his journey, the things he's been through and continues to overcome. Reflecting on that after the conversation, what feelings and thoughts kind of arose for you?
Do you know what? Just what an inspiration he was, to be fair. Just what an inspiration. I think, do you know, you're not human if you don't get touched by some of them stories. You know, you just sit there. He talks about when he had to tell his kids about him being diagnosed with prostate cancer. If you've got kids of yourself, you know how hard that conversation would be. And just how he looks at life, and he's been through that sort of such a tough time, but he still gets up every day and goes for a run and runs marathons, and some of the things he's done is I couldn't even couldn't even think about doing a good job. Like marathon every day in 50-degree heat, it's just. But what an inspiration to come back from off the canvas and do something like that and run marathons when you're going through a chemo. It's just mind-boggling, and what an inspiration. And yeah, us as footballers love to moan. That's what we do, but you put it into realism. What are we moaning for? Like, we're here. We've got our health. We're sitting on a bench, lovely setting. We're having a laugh with our friends, and you've got people like that on the flip side. Of course, it gives you a bit of realism in terms of get your head out your arse, sort of thing. Get your head out of the clouds and live every day as it comes, because as you say, you only get one life. And for us, we are living a great life in terms of we get to go out, play football, what we love, every day with good people, and enjoy it. You know, sometimes it's a reality check, and sometimes you need it.
Brownie, been an
I'll
absolute
tell you
pleasure,
what, the views have gone through. I'll tell you
This
what.
one's about to break the internet. This
I'll
one.
tell you what.